Good night, sir. My name is Vito Abhinaya Afandi, and today I would like to talk about my perspective on entrepreneurship, especially from my personal experience and also from my perspective as an English education student. So, before I answer the question, I want to share a little story about my family. Entrepreneurship has actually been quite close to my life since I was a child. Both of my parents have experience in entrepreneur. Back in 2015, my father had a small motorcycle spare parts store. At that time, he was very proud of his store. It was not a big business, but it was one of the ways my father provided for our family. However, in 2019, when COVID-19 pandemic came and many things changed, my father's store was badly affected and eventually the business could not survive. The store basically went bankrupt. After that, my father had to find another way to earn money and support our family. From that experience, I learned something important. Entrepreneur is not only about making a lot of money or having a big business. Sometimes entrepreneurship is about trying to survive, taking risks, adapting to difficult situations, and finding another way when our first plan does not work. Entrepreneurship has been a part of my life, and maybe because of that, I have my own small perspective about it. First, what does entrepreneurship mean to me? For me, entrepreneurship means the ability to see an opportunity, take action, and create something that can give value to other people. I think entrepreneur is not simply about selling products and getting profit. It is also about having the courage to start something, even when we are not completely sure about the result. Second, which one do I prefer? Working in an institution with a monthly wage or running my own business and getting profits? And second, which one do I prefer? Working in an institution with a monthly wage or running my own business and getting profits? Personally, I think I would prefer running my own business. However, I don't mean that working in an institution is a bad choice. Working in a institution has many advantages. For example, we usually have a more stable income. We may also have a clear schedule, clear responsibility, and sometimes benefits such as insurance or other facilities. For some people, this kind of stability is very important, and I completely understand that. But personally, I am more interested in having my own business because I want to have more freedom in making decisions. If I have my own business, I can decide what kind of product or service I want to provide, who my target customer are, and how I want to develop the business. Yeah, of course, running a business is not easy. There is no guarantee that we will get profits every month. Sometimes we can even lose money. We also have to think about customers, competition, capital marketing, and many other things. So I know that entrepreneur has a bigger risk. But at the same time, I think the bigger risk can also give us a bigger opportunity. When we work for an institution, normally we receive a salary based on our position and responsibility. But when we have our own business, our income can potentially grow along with the business. And honestly, I think failure is one of the most important part of entrepreneurship. Based on my father experience taught me that a business can fail even when we have already worked hard for it. But failure doesn't always mean the end. Sometimes failure is simply a signal that we need to change our strategy and try another way. And the last question is, as an English education student, do I think my business must be related to English teaching or English service? My answer is yeah, no, of course. I think being an English education student doesn't mean that my future business must always be related to English. Of course, English related business are one of the opportunities that I can choose. For example, I could create an English tutoring service, an online English course, a translation service, or even educational content on social media. Because I'm studying English education, I already have knowledge and skill that can support those kind of business. But I also believe that our major doesn't have to completely determine our future. And maybe that's it from me, and that is what entrepreneurship really means. Thank you for your listening.